Madden NFL 24 on EA Sports, and this one features Trevor Lawrence. Solid performance a week ago, throwing for 3 touchdowns. It's the Panthers and the Hawks coming up next.
With Mount Rainier in the distance, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle. Today it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Carolina Panthers taking on the Seattle Seahawks. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you look at this Seahawks team as they get ready here. They come in feeling good after back-to-back victories.
And the offense last week, they had things humming. If you're a defensive player, you may get overshadowed a little bit, but you're really buoyed by what your offense is doing.
On the other side of the field for the visiting Panthers, an early season tilt. And when it's an early season tilt, should be ready to roll.
Well, let's face it, the aches and pains haven't really set in yet. And
it's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. Seattle's first go on offense forthcoming, and under center, of course, Russell Wilson.
And he's had good success here already this season throwing the football. 6 touchdown passes in his 2 games. He's really got this offense playing with a lot of confidence, trying to establish themselves early as a Super Bowl contender.
Wilson going to come out throwing. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And down it goes, but he takes it up to the 40. An early statement on the game's first play. 18 yards and a first down.
Certainly no settling into the drive there. They came right out on the first play and attacked the middle of the field for a big gainer and a first down.
Throwing now, Wilson on first down. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. Trying to find Jamison Williams. And it's second down. You look at this Carolina defense. They were very good last week in the win over the Saints.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away and give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it?
Henry gets him the first down there, and he has steadily made a career of being the guy that gets you dependable yardage. Always in that 500 to 600-yard range. He's hoping to jump that up even more this season.
Now some movement before the snap. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time this afternoon. So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit. A false start backs them up 5, 1st and 15. Throwing again here, Wilson. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Here's Wilson. He'll leave it for Montgomery complete. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long. Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams. And a good job on the tackle there as they get him down shy of the first on the 35-yard strike. Here's Nick Folk now on for the field goal. It'll be spotted on the right hash. A 52-yard attempt. Folk's kick is good. And the Seahawks grab a 3-0 lead. I think we can safely say they came out to be aggressive on the opening series, Charles. They didn't run the ball once. All that passing, it does get them the 3-0 lead.
I think what we saw there, partner, was a true definition of football balance, which means doing what you want to, when you want to on offense. And in this case, it was throwing the football. They may mix in running the football a little bit more as this game goes on. But this opening drive, while it stalled out, it still gave them 3 points.
So here now are the Panthers for their first drive of the game. They're led by the number 1 overall pick in the 2021 draft, Trevor Lawrence.
And I thought it was a really nice performance last week by him. 3 touchdown passes. I I think that signifies exactly what he was getting done. He did have the one interception.
But that's the ratio you say you're okay with, right?
If you go 3-1, you're going to be pretty happy over the course of the season. And let's face it, he'll never blame the receiver publicly. But behind closed doors, he probably told his agent, hey, what's the deal? I should have a perfect game.
The numbers on the ground for Henry last week. 21 carries, 68 yards.
Just an all-right day from him last week. He really didn't break out for the huge yardage he had hoped going in. I talked to him before the game, though. He knows this is a new, fresh opportunity. He's put last week behind him, and his focus, getting some extra yardage from every carry he receives this week.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. That ball caught. It's Mark Andrews, the tight end. And he is going to have the Panthers first down by about 3 yards or so as they wind up getting 7 there on 3rd and 4. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. Lawrence. Man open, that's Deebo Samuel. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. On the counter, it's Henry. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. They'll run. This is Gus Edwards. And very little running room there. He did get a couple up to the 49. Now play number 8 on this drive, and they need 9 yards to pick up the first on 3rd. Now Lawrence. That is caught. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 31-yard line. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. And CD, defensively, you're going against a hot quarterback coming off a 3-touchdown game in their victory a week ago. What's the big key for them to try to slow him down?
You ask all the tough questions, don't you, partner? Because with this guy, if you blitz him, he takes advantage of that man coverage and burns you. But if you bring on those extra DBs, he sits back there and does what he wants. To me, it's going to be those DBs. When they catch the ball, big-time tackles really put it on those receivers.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
From the snap, he certainly looked like he knew where he wanted to go with the ball, but surprise, that guy was covered. So that took his attention elsewhere to no avail.
Now Lawrence to throw. Oh, look at Thomas wide open. And the Panthers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Boy, how about the strength there after the catch? I've got to get back in the gym myself now. I'm inspired. Boom, he shook off some tacklers. Bang, fighting to get to the goal line. Couldn't quite get there, but he's got his guy.
And he will take it across for a Panthers touchdown. Derrick Henry. His first touchdown of the new season. And the Panthers are able to answer the early 3 points and take a first-quarter lead. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal. They've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. This taken in at the goal line. And taken down just past the 20 at about the 21-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And after the field goal last time, let's see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I've never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them wanted to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive down with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Back to Montgomery on second down. He'll be dropped at the 25 after a gain of 6. Well, this defense for the Panthers very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
And the big difference in the ball game, their ability to force turnovers, 3 of them in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, that's something that's emphasized each and every week, and they carried it out.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you may curl it a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. Brings up 2nd and 4 at the 40-yard line. Here's a quick throw out wide. It's McLaurin. The numbers for McLaurin a week ago. 6 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown.
And I'd certainly expect them to use him quite a bit because he runs excellent routes, has good hands, and knows how to get open.
So after 2 first downs, they get another here. 1st and 10 at the 45. Here's Wilson. And yet again, it's McLaurin. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. Just need a yard here. 2nd and 1. Montgomery back to the ground. And a strong run there as he'll take this all the way down to the 35. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. I don't know what this says about me, but I love successful runs up the middle when the blocking is so well executed like that.
And it doesn't matter whether it's zone blocking, whether it's a power scheme. When you have a blocker on a defender and then the running back can read it, find the proper hole, and just go, sometimes it's in the beauty.
They run on first down as they're able to get this forward for about 4. After 1, 7-3 the score on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Seattle, and it is the Seahawks with the football here. 2nd and 6 as they've got it as we resume action. Wilson. And this throw a bit late as he couldn't reach back for it.
Well, that's a defense coordinator's got to be happy with that result. They took away all options downfield and forced the incompletion.
On 3rd down, Wilson. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. 21 yards there on 3rd down.
That's the 3rd time on this drive that these two connected with each other. They've got a real rapport going. And right now, it's paying off with big chunks of yardage, as shown by that last play.
They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Nice work to get 7 out of that, and it's 2nd down. Up the middle, it's Montgomery. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been okay. 2 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Out of the gun, a give to Charbonnet. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Zach Charbonnet, his 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks have regained the lead.
2 good drives on their first 2 possessions. Remember, the first wound up in a field goal, but we all know field goals aren't going to cut it in the NFL, so they're not going to be denied here, and they wind up punching this one into the end zone.
Folk connects on the extra point, and the lead is now 10-7. Folk now set to boot it after his guys put 6 on the board. This fielded right at the goal line. And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Panthers coming back out onto the field for their second drive. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ball game. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive. So we'll see if they can shake the rust off.
Yeah, and that's always a question that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
From the 25, here's a 2nd and 8. Again, it's Henry. And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
And he is going to have a Panthers first down. They needed 4. He doubled that. He wound up getting 8.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They go play action now. Lawrence. Yeah, this is going to be pulled in by the tight end Andrews. Yeah, they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another first down.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. And he'll slide to a halt here. Still a little shy of the first down marker. The ball on the 32. It's 2nd and 2. Lawrence will throw. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over it that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. They'll try and run for the first with Edwards. And a good-looking run there as he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18-yard line. 14 yards, good for a Panther first down.
Partner, if you want more carries, I think we saw how you get them. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Here's Lawrence. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Boy, that ball's just hanging up there waiting to be intercepted. That looked doomed from the start. But they took the deep shot anyway, and fortunately, it winds up incomplete.
On 2nd down, here's Henry. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. 18 yards there, and it'll be a 1st and goal.
A good run there off right tackle in an old-school NFL football. The right side of the offensive line, often known as the nasty side. The left side, usually the technical side.
And Henry's hit. He lost the football. Well, one of the linebackers has got it. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone, right? From the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of it.
And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. And the question, was the knee in fact down before this ball comes loose? And is the video convincing enough to overturn it?
A lot of factors here. Remember, you also need clear possession of the football afterwards. This is a tough one to overturn.
So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. Lawrence now off the bootleg. To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Now we've got 3rd and coming up, and couldn't you imagine being in that little corner? You know they're looking at each other saying, we can't come away with just 3 points after this drive.
Yeah, they've covered a lot of ground. They want more than that for. And he's got it. Touchdown, Panthers. Darnell Mooney, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Panthers have moved out in front. And down near the goal line here, they're able to throw it in.
And the key word, quick. Quick hitter. Out of his hands fast, into the receiver's hands even faster.
Now Myers for the extra point. And that makes it 14-10. So that drive, 12 plays in length. And finishing it all off was Darnell Mooney with a touchdown reception. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. The Seahawks take back over. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here, not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
They'll wind up getting 7 on the play, and that'll leave them with a 3rd and 2. Oh, and the hard count might have got him. This might be a first down.
Infraction defense.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
On 1st and 10, it's Wilson. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down. Now it's Wilson. Short pass caught by Henry. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion and would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
On 4th down, on is Logan Cook to punt. Back deep, Nyheim Hines. And that one hits at the 7, but bounds into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. So here are the Panthers set to take over. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action. It's Lawrence. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Now Lawrence. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now he brings up 3rd down. They go play action with Lawrence. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. That was Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play. So his first sack of the game, and CD, not his first of the season. He has shown an ability to get after the quarterback here early in his rookie year.
Yeah, and that just goes along with everything else we already knew about him. We knew his ability to tackle and to make plays behind the line of scrimmage. But any kind of pass rush you get almost seems like a bonus. I think they'll use him that way a lot more moving forward.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll start on the ground with Montgomery. They'll take it past the 40 to the 41, 2nd down.
I think if we put together a job description for a middle linebacker. We would start with being able to hold down things in the middle of the line of scrimmage and be able to take on blockers. But how about the guys who can go sideline to sideline and make plays?
Love a guy that can do that. We saw a perfect example of it right there. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. The Seahawks on third down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2. They'll run it. Here's Montgomery. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43. 11 yards there and a first down for Seattle. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. Throwing now, Wilson on first down. A quick throw there is incomplete. He was looking that time for Jamison Williams, and that'll bring up second down.
It's now 2nd and 10.
To throw is Wilson. He completes this one to Terry McLaurin. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 24-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
And that's a more than acceptable read right there because it's zone coverage. So timing is everything. This time he waits for his man to come open, puts it right on him, and they pick up a first down.
On first down, Wilson. Well, that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down. To throw again is Wilson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down.
Brings up a 3rd down and 10 yards to go.
Here's Wilson. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
And based on my math, they've only converted 1 time thus far in this game, so you can see the frustration starting to come out a little bit. Third downs, they've been a problem for them all game. They've got to start becoming solutions.
Folks, kick is good. And the lead is down to 1 now, 13-13. So the margin shrinks there as they get the field goal to draw them a bit closer here in the second quarter.
Yeah, nice snap, nice hole. They just want to keep this game close, so give them credit for finishing that one off with 3.
And he'll get it up just past the 20 as his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. Now the Panthers offense, they get set to come back onto the field. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead running for just a couple of yards. Second down. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. The Panthers going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
This could be the start of a nice stand from this defense now after getting rocked backwards on this drive. Come through with another one here, and you have them staring at a 3rd and long, and that puts the defense in a position to dictate to the offense.
Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Here's Lawrence to throw. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks' 25-yard line. 10th carry now for Derrick Henry. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. Now the Panthers going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop it with 13 seconds to play in half number 1. He's going to be brought down there in the field of play. And the clock will run, no timeouts. They will not have the chance to bring out the field goal unit. So
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. Time to give you folks at home a look around the NFL on this first official weekend of fall. So let's get to it.
Report. Here's Jonathan Coachman.
Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. It was Derrick Henry, as he normally does, making his impact felt in that first half. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break.
The Panthers out in front, and they will get the football first. Second half action underway. Hines opting not to risk it, and this will come out to the 25. Out come the Panthers. They'll have it first on offense in the third quarter. But Charles, for them, pretty good first half on the ground. They had some success running the ball in quarters 1 and 2, and they've got the lead. Now a chance to expand upon that lead here with their first drive in the third quarter.
Yeah, believe it or not, you and I have noticed that this great game of football has shifted towards pass first, run second. So for me, it's really nice to see some of these teams keeping the ground game as a big component of their offense, and it's working pretty well for them now. And let's face it, they can continue to do damage with it. And in addition, it sets up the pass game really well for them, too.
Henry up the middle. And this is going to be a Panthers first down as he's got this up to the 40-yard line.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
Here now, 2nd and 4. Inside handoff, Henry. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. 51 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
So nothing doing there, and it's 2nd down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. And that nearly the pick that they needed. He couldn't pull it in, though, and it's 4th down.
Has to be a little bit of frustration there. Back-to-back incompletions. Receivers blanketed on both attempts, this time on 3rd down.
On is the punter, Hecker, as he gets this one away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half. And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively, just not able to get anything going. So what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
A little bit of space there for the first down run, as that's going to get him about 5 yards.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete. They come up now 3rd and 5 following the incomplete pass. Here's Wilson to throw. Pass taken in. He's been tight end. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 36. 12 yards on third down as the drive rolls on. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try the middle with Montgomery. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up 2nd and 7.
Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against? And that'll be a free 5 yards for the offense.
Just like a tennis match, that's just an unforced error. Stay alert, don't jump early, and give them free yardage.
2nd and 2 now. The penalty leaves them in pretty good shape. Throwing is Wilson. And this throw incomplete. Under the finger all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2. It's Williams on the catch. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. And Pete Carroll looks like he likes his chances with the offense on the field. They're going for it on 4th. Running for it, Montgomery. And this is going to be nowhere close. Needed some inches and ended up losing yardage. The Seahawks go for it but can't convert. And the Panthers will get the football back. And you wonder, Charles, could that decision come back to haunt them later?
And it really could, because in this situation, you kick the field goal in a tight game like this, that's a good play.
Yeah.
But maybe what he's saying to himself is, I'm just not a big proponent of the old idea that any possession that ends in a kick, I'm happy with. He wanted to be really aggressive.
A little twist here in the 3rd quarter. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Now a 2nd and 10. Now Lawrence to throw. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on 3rd down. Out of the gun, it's Lawrence. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the first down. A solid gain of 15 yards and the sticks move.
It certainly appears that he's been able to get a read on how they've wanted to contain him in this game. He's seen some places where he can beat them in big spots, and right there, he slides in with ease for the first down.
And trying to push forward, but he is going to be stuffed up in the backfield. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. A toss left, Henry. And give him about 5 as he gets this up to the 48-yard line.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turn around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play. That was a route run not just with dexterity, but with intelligence. Found the hole in the zone, made sure the quarterback saw him, and was able to make the sure catch and flip the down marker back to 1.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 44-yard line. A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Lawrence. And this will be caught by Mooney. They'll give him 4 yards there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
4 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 11.
Godwin, the motion man. Henry will get it. He's been busy today. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. From the shotgun, Lawrence. And that is incomplete. So 2 third-down conversions on this drive, but not able to get a third, and now they deal with 4th down. Here's Johnny Hecker now as he's on to punt for Carolina. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. Seattle again getting ready to take over offensively. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field. And he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit from the same spot again.
We'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. Here's 3rd and 6. Now Wilson. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. And the fair catch is made at about the 27-yard line. The Panthers offense here, they get ready to head back on the field. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right?
An ill-advised throw there, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Johnson. And a terrific return there. They're finally able to corral him down near the 11-yard line. Certainly not his best throw that time, and not a good time to make it, Charles, when they were a nickel with 5 defensive backs on the field.
And that's exactly why you have those 5 DBs out there. You want extra speed on the field, guys who have ball skills and understand what the passing game can do, and gives them a chance to react and make a play on the football, and they take one of those away.
And Seattle now ready to march out of the field. Following the interception, they're set up nicely here, already inside the red zone, knocking on the door, if you will. 1st and 10. And he's got it. Out of the end zone for the Seahawks touchdown. Terry McLaurin, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks have taken the lead here in this 3rd quarter. Well, that didn't take long. The turnover instantly almost turning into points.
And when that happens, a lot of teams have the mentality of let's strike right now. You've got them off balance after the turnover or the takeaway. Let's go get it. And that's exactly what they did.
Trying to run it in with Montgomery. And he is not going to make it to the goal line. So the defense holds, and this remains a 5-point game. You know, we've discussed this before. We've seen it in practices, extra periods being put in for the offense on these 2-point tries. But the defense, they're beefing up their support as well in practice.
They absolutely have to. If people are going to go for 2 and try and gain those advantages and make it tougher on your team as the game goes along, you have to be in a position to stop those. You can't let them get the advantage. So, yes, the defensive teams, they're putting in that extra time on 2-point plays as well.
On the return, it's Nyheim Hines. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The possession of the football goes over to Carolina. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
Henry again on 2nd down. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. From the gun, it's Lawrence. And that incomplete, nearly intercepted. But remember, he had his hands on one earlier, had one pick. It could have been his 2nd, but instead it's 4th down. Here's Here's Johnny Hacker now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. To Montgomery to begin the drive. And he will maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. And that's also all for this 3rd quarter of play. We have played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now in Seattle, Washington. 2nd and 10. It's the Seahawks with the possession. They also have the lead here as we get set for the 4th and final quarter. Wilson. This pass complete to Higgins. And he'll be dropped at the 36. It's a good gain of 18 on a play that originated back at the 18.
These guys certainly are not hiding what their intention is. They're absolutely showing it. They're definitely not going to sit on this lead here in the 4th quarter.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Wilson. We'll get that to Charbonnet. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's funny, throughout the time that we've been together, when we talk with running backs about the ability to catch the ball, their eyes light up when they talk about open field and having one-on-one matchups, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And that's the reason why. What we just saw, shedding those tackles, and that's what they're used to doing.
It is, and it starts at the beginning of the play. One-on-one matchup with someone trying to cover them, but they also like those one-on-ones downfield after the catch when they're running with the ball. They think they're going to win those too.
First down, here's the run to Montgomery. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. And I'm guessing you'd say this is kind of the key here. Grind out some yardage, work on that clock, see if you can continue to tick it down.
Definitely. You want to bleed things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football, gain some yardage, and put the onus on the defense. Do they have to use timeouts? What are they going to do to stop you? You're taking charge.
The offense on 3rd down, they've hit on half of them, 5 for 10. This time it's 3rd and 3. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
Here's Logan Cook now as he's on to punt for Seattle. Averaging over 50 yards a punt so far as this one's away. That one sails out of bounds. The side judge will walk it off. And he says it went out of bounds at the 9-yard line. Nice punt. Here are the Panthers now as their offense comes back out onto the field. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a 4th quarter lead. Play action. It's Lawrence. This will go to Henry out wide. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a 2nd and short. They run with Hines. And down he'll go at the 25. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
2nd and 1 is often an invitation to take the big shot downfield. I bet the offensive lineman said, are you kidding? We just get on our backs and let's go get the 1st down. They love being physical.
They keep it on the ground. This time it's Henry. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the 1st down carry.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back down and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves. And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On 3rd down, here's Edwards. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 13 yards, 1st down, Panthers.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. And now they'll throw it with Lawrence. He's got his man. It's Andrews. Right there, he rose to the occasion late in a close game.
It's something he thought about, dreamed about, and worked on throughout his career. Because in these types of situations, he wasn't going to allow extra coverage to keep him from getting the football.
And he'll get it down here to the 43. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed. Now Lawrence. That's complete to Mooney. And he's going to get this inside the 30. A good-looking drive so far for the Panthers and a 1st down here. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, oh, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
A false start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Lawrence will throw. And this one is incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they throw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. Looking to throw, Lawrence. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 16.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, to watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
A 1st down carry for Henry. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Here's 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10 at the 16-yard line.
A give for Edwards running right. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Gus Edwards. A 16-yard touchdown run. And the Panthers put together a 4th quarter drive to take the lead.
You get in a 2nd and long situation down here in the red zone. I'd say most defensive coaches would think pass. Let's bring some pressure. So this is kind of a tendency breaker here to hit him with something on the ground. And he'll take it all the way into the end zone.
And he will not get there. He comes up short. And they're unable to push this lead to a field goal as it'll remain a 1-point game. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. From the end zone, here comes Williams. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. And we will get another look at Seattle's offense. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the 4th quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. He was unable to shake free there. They'll cover him for a loss of a yard. Here's Wilson. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
There are a good number of coaches at any time they call an in route are really worried about the play because there's so much traffic ordinarily that the ball has to get through to get to the receiver. And on that play, it was batted down.
On 3rd down, Wilson. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Anytime a ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
Now on 4th down here, that pass knocked away. twice, but it didn't work out. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. Well, they've got the slim deficit, decided to go for it, hoping to keep the football score and erase that deficit. But, boy, deep in their own territory like that?
Let's just say that with that call, me and the head coach will agree to disagree. All right, but he knew he wanted to be aggressive there, as you pointed out. So I guarantee he told his defensive coordinator, have your guys up and ready. I'm going to go for it here. If we don't get it, just make sure they're ready to go out there and bail us out.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. And this defense here going to burn their second timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. And he'll be brought down shy of the first down marker at the 11. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out.
So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
And Williams going to sit on this one. It'll be a touchback. So Wilson and the Seahawks down by 4, 2:08 on the clock. They'll have one play, maybe two, before the 2-minute warning as they've got a first down. Here's Higgins out of the right side. And he'll be taken down after a pickup of about 7 as the clock will stop here for the 2-minute warning. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a second down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. Here's Wilson. He's got McLaurin. This is where, of course, it's good to have a veteran quarterback on the side.
He would just be able to put up those blood pressure clips, and nothing would be different for him. He's done it many times before, expects to get it accomplished again.
And the play goes nowhere, losing yardage back near the 40 at the 39. Now Wilson. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down.
Well, here's a big one. You can just feel it. This is third down now. Wilson's throw caught by Higgins.
And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Panthers' 45-yard line.
Meanwhile, Wilson's throw into the hands of Henry here. Well, this offense cannot stop the clock now. No timeouts remaining as they come.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Under pressure, they got him again. Well, Charles, a pretty exhilarating finish to the end of this ball game. At the end, the Hail Mary prayers, though, they went unanswered. Could have won it, but couldn't get it done.
Almost felt schoolyard or playground, didn't it? You know, you remember when you called that play? Everybody just go long and try and find someone open. They gave it a shot, but unable to successfully complete it.
So for the Panthers, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they suffered defeat for the first time as they dropped to 2-1. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head to MetLife Stadium to take on the New York Giants. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.